Yeah, 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 yeah. A little delay, little delay. Oh boy, how we feeling, man? I ain't getting no banter from you, man. What's going
Hey,
on,
man.
man?
19 days left, brother. NBA season is here. I don't watch preseason. Don't care about preseason. I go for the real deal. 19 days, man. I'm on the countdown. I'm feeling good. I already let the lady, the kids know in 19 days. I don't know none of y'all for about 6, 7 months. So get all you can out of me right now. Simple and plain. Once October.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
I'm sorry, I cut you. I had to hit it right there. Whoa, I'm 41. I had to clip it right there because once October hits what?
I don't know nobody but basketball. Big baby, sports in the building. What up? Yeah, I'm dead. Listen, I'm dead serious. Get what you can out of me now, because in 19 days, oh, man, listen, this NBA season, boy, I tell you, let's go, man. I'm excited. Just to answer the initial question, feeling good. This is this NBA season. I'm very excited to see how it's gonna go down. God willing, everybody stays healthy. But this is a big NBA season coming up, man, and I'm really looking forward to just watching some great basketball, man. Ja Morant coming back. Let's see what happens second year with Wemby. Our Knicks, we looking like championship contention. Bronny James in LA. Kawhi, like it's so much. Listen, man. Let's go, man. Let's go.
A lot of storylines. And we do hot takes, cold takes. We do whatever you want to do over here, man. You heard the man's voice. Who's that?
Ball suckers.
Yeah. And you know who I
be. In the
and
building.
Of course, yeah, man. And of course, hold on. What's wrong with me? How dare I disrespected the whole 7:30 7:30 Thursdays. You know what this is, man.
Knicks Rehab.
Yeah, we in the building.
All kind of drops. No kind of stops. Huh? What's going on, man? We're going to kick it off here because you... Well,
can I say something?
Yeah, I hear the gears going. I see the gears going.
I'm almost... All right. I adopted 2 new kids. Starting to like them. And I'm almost ready to sign the paperwork to fully make them New Yorkers. That's Kendrick, Perkins, and Rashad McCants. I got to see how they act the first week into the NBA. But I am almost ready to sign the paperwork and officially make them New Yorkers. So, yeah, man, give me props. We almost there. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, speaking of one of your future adopted sons, even though I think he's your age, Kendrick Perkins was on ESPN this morning, schooling the fake.
He ain't my age. You don't see how young I look. Don't do that to me, brother.
That's what I'm saying. You guys the same age.
Benjamin Button over here. Listen, man. Lord working mysterious ways, man.
But Benjamin Button's son was on ESPN this morning with the fake Knicks fan himself, the faux Knicks fan, Stephen A. Smith on First Take, and they discussed some of the, the Knicks season and what the expectations shall be.
Now, who's the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East?
In the Eastern Conference, I still believe it's the Philadelphia 76ers for one reason and one reason only, the greatness of Joel Embiid.
Stop it. Yo, look at that headline. Let's look at that. So we know for a fact, without the contract, he gets no play. Right? How are you a diehard Knicks fan? The first question Molly asked you, I don't even know how Molly is still on TV, but that's another show. The first question she asked you, who is the biggest threat to the Celtics? You're a diehard Knicks fan. We just traded for Cat. And the first thing that comes out your mouth, pause, is the Philadelphia 76ers. Go ahead. I just want y'all to understand that this guy, we do not deal with him. We do not rock with him. he is not. I don't even consider him a New Yorker. But go ahead. I just want y'all to understand. I don't know where he's from. I don't think he's really from Queens. I need to speak to some people from Queens that really. We need to know what hospital he was born in, because it might be a Queens somewhere, upstate somewhere. Seriously, man. I'm sick of this dude. Go ahead, play it. I'm sick of this dude, man.
I understand that the New York Knicks have upgraded. Mikal Bridges being there, re-signing Anunoby, ultimately acquiring Karl Anthony Towns. Really sad to see Julius Randle go. But I think that him and Jalen Brunson wasn't the ideal fit personally. I think that Cat is a better fit with Jalen Brunson, and I think that Julius Randle will be a better fit in Minnesota. I don't like losing DiVincenzo at all, because especially after what I saw him do and how streaky he got in the playoffs, I really, really think that's something that the New York Knicks could have worked to their benefit, but they still got McBride and other pieces, and so I'm not really too worried about it. In the end, the problem is Joel Embiid. I watched his brother Big Perk average 35 on one leg in the postseason against the Knicks.
Pause it right there.
And I'm like,
so we know, Embiid, what he did, but are you Stephen A. Smith? Yeah, we talking directly to you. I would hope one day we can actually get a conversation with you, because I'm just trying to figure out, how are you a diehard Knicks fan and you pick our nemesis to be the biggest threat? We all know how great Joel Embiid is. We know he was hobbled, but Stephen A., do you forget we had no Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson was hobbled? Do you forget that? What are you talking about? I'm a real Knicks fan, man. And I know sometimes we go off the rockers and we could be biased, but I think this season we are a legit threat to the whole NBA. Vaughn injury. And of course, that's with every team. And we can stay healthy, we are going to the finals. I was saying that when we had Julius Randle. My thing about DiVincenzo, good player. But can we all be honest? DiVincenzo's not a starting two guard in the NBA for a championship contending team. Like, I love his energy. I love what he brings to the table on both ends of the floor. The toughness, the shot making. But let's be realistic. Now DiVincenzo is that good to where we shouldn't have made the trade because of DiVincenzo. He is not a starting two guard for a championship contending team. He had the opportunity in the minutes because of injuries. If there's no injuries, he don't have that season. Stephen A. Smith does not know what he's talking about. He never does. I'm sick of this dude, bro.
I think he did say, though, he didn't say it like, I don't understand half the, he talks in hyperbole so much. He said, I didn't like this trade at all, and then says it's an upgrade. Or losing Devo at all. So I guess you have mixed emotions about Devo. I agree with you. He's not a shoe-in starting caliber two guard. He would need a lot around him to be a starting two guard on a championship team. Because on our squad last year, that was a championship team with him starting. So I gotta disagree with you on that point. But that's healthy. This guy couldn't even name our starting lineup when we were good. Mitchell Robinson was not in the starting lineup when we were good. We went over this ad nauseum. Everything. He didn't even mention iHeart because he didn't know who iHeart was. He thought iHeart was garbage. And we were like, bro, Thibodeau just changed his whole play style. Got him on the top of the key like Embiid does now. How doesn't Philly have a lot to prove at this point? They couldn't make it out the first round again. Joel Embiid could not make it to the conference finals again. But we have question marks. Even like we're in the same bracket if you want to leave us there. But it couldn't be the Philadelphia 76ers. He has a show to do. So he has to get Kendrick Perkins riled up. He has to pick a side. So, I respect the showmanship. But he's been trash when it comes to basketball takes. Like, that's when Max Kellerman used to roast him, like in all sincerity. But he's a joke. He's not a real basketball fan. He's just, at this point, you know what I realized? Dudes be high-level groupies, man. Dudes be high-paid groupies. That's what they are. Even if I was in that spot, I know for a fact, if me, you, and Flea was in there might be some starstruckness. There might be. But at the end of the day, at some point, like Flea said, all right, Shaq, that's good. That's great and all, but where's the basketball talking, man? I ain't come here for all that. I came here to talk about basketball. That's what we're groupies over, is the game. Not y'all. Not the player, not the face of the players. The game. Stephen A. Smith ain't no fan of the game. He's a groupie, dog. He wants to be alongside all these celebrities. Now it was a superstar. Now we'll upgrade because you got a superstar. I'll get into that later. You know who that is.
We live. Big Flea. Never the little one.
Pardon my tardiness, fellas. Pardon my tardiness.
Come on, never a problem. Come on now. Happy you here, brother.
Yes,
I'm already
sir.
used
Come
to
on,
it.
man.
So
I'm already used to
Hold
it.
on,
Colin.
We know you like to make the grant. See,
that's
said
nasty, right?
Raw crammed in and
That's
Norton. There they
nasty.
go.
I ain't been here 30 seconds. He's calling my
All I'm
government.
gonna say is, I know my brother like to make a grand entrance sometimes.
You know,
help everybody understand I'm the superstar. Listen,
No. Stay out of this, AllBall. Stay out of this. Stay out of this. You didn't hear when he called me Raymond.
Good to see you,
What up,
my
Ray?
brother.
What up,
Good to
baby?
see
I'm
you.
good to see
Oh, I
you.
tell you, I recognize all this tones. Love the shades. I recognize all your sarcasm, AllBall. Stay out of this.
Yo,
You didn't get
OG.
called by your government name yesterday for no reason.
OG,
This
the
guy
love
did.
the shade shit was.
Put your glasses back on, Flea. What?
I gotta find him. I'm sorry. I gotta find
Listen,
him.
You're
once
late.
I find me
no
some
glasses.
shades,
What the hell is kind of Knicks Rehab is this?
Oh, all right. You want bullshit. All right, hold on. You want bullshit.
Yeah. You got.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Look,
he got
T.
regular sleep or something. Yo, what the hell are your glasses, AllBall?
I gotta listen. I gotta go to the dollar store and find some. I'm just saying, listen, I'm gonna find me, you know what? I'm gonna find me some shades tomorrow for Knicks Rehab. I'm gonna do that for y'all. I'm gonna do that for y'all.
For the culture.
I'm gonna do that for y'all. And I'm gonna take the lenses out and be like this all the time.
Like Calvin from Paid in Full.
Calvin from Paid in Full, he said, Miss Tips for the grocery.
Yeah, she said, thank you, Calvin. They hated that dude. Hated that dude. Oh,
Calvin was the worst. There we go.
Hated him.
Yeah.
Hold on. How just please, I just want y'all to 10 seconds. How nasty was Calvin in Paid in Full, bro?
Disgusting. Stephen A. Smith.
Word. Oh, shit. Oh.
I'm telling you.
Hit it right on the nose.
Stephen A. Smith, man. Stephen
said,
A.
wow.
Smith.
Your man is funny and all that, but I'm gonna see you. Yo.
Wow.
He was nasty.
Look what happened when you put the glasses back on, Flea. Straight
back
magic.
in business.
Come on, man. So Stephen A. Smith, look at
Calvin. Now you can't unsee Calvin. Now you can't unsee Calvin.
Now, yo, if you had a way to put the gazelles on him without the lenses, right there, Flea, you right. That's Calvin, bro.
That's Cal. Come on.
Wow.
Your man is funny and all that. Kermit the Frog face ass.
He's just an unstoppable force. Now, he's never been 100% ever in his career, and there's no reason to believe he will this year, despite losing 25 to 30 pounds. But if he's anything, let's just say for the sake of argument, 80% or better, Lord have mercy, I don't know what to think about that. The Knicks can beat them, but when you ask the word the favorites to knock off the Celtics in the Eastern Conference, the number one threat to the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference right now, I would have to say, is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Boo!
My dad's always.
Well, who you think you are, Google?
Yeah, but I would love to get Flea's response to Stephen A. Smith taking Philly over our beloved Knicks to be the biggest threat to the Celtics.
Yeah, I don't think that Philly is dedicated to defending the basketball the way we are dedicated to defending the basketball. I think that, first of all, Boston has Philly's number regularly. Jason Tatum kicks up on Embiid since they came into the league. Whatever roster, because let's keep it a buck. Embiid has had a couple of big threes, right or wrong. How many big threes has this guy? This guy has gone through multiple All-Stars over his tenure in Philly. Ben Simmons.
Hold on, Flea. And he had Ben Simmons when Colin Cowherd said, LeBron, you can go now. We got Ben.
Elite.
The worst take in sports history.
Ever, right? So you get Ben Simmons, who's a multiple-time All-Star next to you. Jimmy Butler comes in the door and ready to rock and roll. James Harden, right? So we're talking about multiple time All-Stars that's been next to you, and for some reason you can't get it done. A multitude of reasons. My thing is this: the Knicks match up better with the Celtics for me. I don't think they have anybody over there that can stop Jalen Brunson. Defend him, sure. Drew Holiday, one of the best defenders in the game. Derek White ain't no slouch, but they're great defenders. That doesn't mean they're going to stop, lock down Jalen Brunson, right? We are matching them kind of player for player, style for style, but I still think, we locked in on the defensive end. I need to see what Philly looks like defensively. I did say that they have a chance. I'm not going to act like they don't look good on paper, but I have to see what they look like first before I even start jumping out there and Philly is going to be a more of a contender, or is going to give the Celtics more of a run for their money than us. I think presently constructed, this might be the best. I'd be scared to jump out the window. OG be jumping out the window with
Come
no
on,
parachute.
listen, let's go.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm 37 years old, y'all. I don't know if I've seen a more talented, fully loaded roster than this Knicks team currently. I don't know. I would have to think about that.
Don't work no more.
And see, the problem is that Pat's era, right? The Hewen era, the 90s era is like, it's sacrilegious to talk against those Knicks teams. But I got to be honest, man, like, when you look at this team, when you look at what we have, you look at what we rolling out come the end of this month, man, I don't know if I remember a 10. So, and all three of us been watching the Knicks over 30 years. So it's not like we don't know. We know.
Right.
The pain.
But hold on, Flea. That's a great point, right? Because it's difficult when you're a Knicks fan to go against those guys in the past, man, because the battles, the toughness. But we got LJ when he wasn't healthy, back injuries, kind of. You get what I'm saying? We got Sprewell kind of late in his career, even though he was still primish. We know John Starks is just a workhorse. But those teams, a lot of those guys was maybe a little bit past their prime. We have everybody in their prime. Legit.
Yeah.
Legit all-stars. Like
Cat,
Brunson,
Cat 28,
Bridges,
Brunson 26.
Cat,
Like,
OG, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson. Like, the talent level for everybody in their prime, like you said, when was the last time we seen this?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta slightly disagree with the fully loaded roster being better than last week. I got a problem with that, but I'll get to that later when we get more on the Knicks. It's just no way possible. Who are the Philly defensive stoppers? Like you said, Flea. I'm sick of this. We don't know how they're gonna work out. They have to figure that out. Like, they have to gel. They don't know each other's tendencies, like we talked about yesterday, Flea. Paul George, very passive. And when it comes down to crunch time, and especially the playoffs, he disappears. Embiid disappears. Maxi's the only guy we know. It's not that we're scared of him, but we know he's bringing it every night. Because he can't, it's tough for him to be the number one in the franchise.
I'm scared of him, bro.
Listen, man, there's some
I
nights
seen him take over a game, bro. I'm scared.
We won the series, and thank God we did. But there was some nights Maxey was out playing Brunson. He was out playing Brunson. We call it what we want. That the first couple of games where we was like, well, damn, JB, wake up. Like, he was shooting the ball poorly. I remember when that Philly series first started, JB didn't shoot the ball well. He didn't turn it on or wake up out his sleep till on the road in Philly. Am I right? When did he have that 30-point game? Was it?
It was in Philly. It was in Philly.
Was it game 3 or game 4? Somebody.
I want to say second half of game 3, and then game 4 he went ballistic.
Somebody fact check that for me. But yeah,
what was the game? What was the game that was that game 2? What was the game where he hit the big 3?
Maxey?
When we thought we had the game. Right.
Maxey, he was coming full steam.
It's game 6.
That's game, yeah.
Because we had game 6 and 7 at the Garden.
Okay.
And they sent it to game 7, right? Yeah. They won that game.
No, we didn't go 7 games with Philly.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it was
6.
game.
Yeah, we didn't go 7 games with Philly.
So when we went to OT, we lost though, right? Yeah, we lost. We lost a major lead. We were supposed to win. So was that game? It was 1 and 2 at home, 5 and 6 at home also.
Did we go
That
up
was game
2-0?
5.
We won the first 2 games in the
Yes.
Garden, right? We went up 2-0.
Yes. Yes.
So
but one of those games we damn near shouldn't have won, but it was one of the games where Maxey went berserk towards the end.
one of the games we
that's
won
the
was
Dante
when,
game.
when Dante hit that big shot.
Right.
So that was game 2.
Right,
and then I'll say game 5 is the Maxey game. Because then that put him still, they were down 3-1 at that point. And then we closed out in Philly though. We didn't close out in the Garden. Yeah. So we getting it confused. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know, but hold on. But the initial,
Raymond,
I'm a little afraid of Maxey. Simple and plain. But let me say this: Maxey putting on all that weight, all that size, pause. Hopefully that doesn't take away from his quickness. Because remember, his first step is nothing you can do with that. But to answer your initial, when Fabian said he's not afraid of Maxey, I'm a tad bit afraid of that young man because once again, it's very difficult when you can't hand check or you can't really touch nobody. His quickness is like a cat. But I agree with both of y'all. Embiid can never stay healthy. Like I said, I don't believe in Paul George no more. I'm sorry. Yes, he has the talent. I don't know if he's motivated to beat Paul George in Indiana. I don't know if he's motivated to be the great two-way player everybody claimed he was. So I agree with both my brothers. I don't know what people see in Philly besides back of the names on the jersey to make them a threat. I don't see it, and I don't get it.
Yeah, that was game 5 at the Garden because we won game 6 in Philly. And so I was game 5 at the Garden. Game 4 was the one where we won. We thought it was over. Because that's when Josh Hart hit the 3, right? On the top of the key.
Yeah.
Or was that game? I'm getting all mixed up. I think we blew him out game 4. Game 4, 2-0, 3-1, right? Boom. 97-92. Yeah, that one was close. But Maxey was almost unstoppable. But there were quarters where OG was on him and they wouldn't pass him the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't give him the ball, and that was the only reason why. And I couldn't figure out why. I think it has to do with once you put OG, the athletic guy, on Embiid, he kind of gets locked in, and he knows his jab step, all that. You don't have no freedom there. You got to get the ball out, and maybe he wasn't thinking about passing to Maxey. He was a little bit tougher, but I don't like OG on Maxey. We got to see the Bridges versus Maxey thing is going to be interesting. But what are they going to do? Maybe throw Paul George on Brunson? Especially in the third and fourth quarters.
Probably Kelly Oubre.
Oubre is fooled. And they're the ones that really figured out you got to funnel Brunson to the right side of the court. That's what he was having trouble with, Lee. Like, to your point. The first half of the series, that he was getting left, but once they funneled him to the right side of the court, it was tougher for Brunson. And then they really threw the Oubre kind of bothered him, but not really because he was getting by him. But to me, the Batum on Brunson matchup was the toughest one. And Paul George, remember, Batum isn't quite Paul George on defense at his peak, but he better go dip in the fountain of youth because this ain't no small task.
But see, here's the thing. Like, I haven't heard anybody talk about it. And I know we early. Media day was just the other day. This is the second day of training camp and practice and all that. But what is the impact on Paul George to Tyrese Maxey's game? Right? We're talking about Maxey, who averaged 26 a game last year. Right?
Yeah,
had an opportunity to play a long stretch of basketball without Embiid, right? Almost 40 games without Embiid. So what is the impact on Maxey when Paul George comes in and needs 15 to 18 shots a night? How does that impact him? Is he still going to be a great player? I'm sure, but his impact, his touches, how they involve him in the offense, I think it's just going to look different. Because at no point do I see Paul George signing a max deal in Philly for 4 years to come here and be a guy that is strictly going to defend. Now, if he wants to win, if he says, hey, I've done a bunch of shit in the NBA already. I'm with the best big man I've ever played with. I'm with the best point guard I've ever had. Not pure point guard, but the best point guard I've ever had.
He played with Russell Westbrook. All right. I'm sorry. We ain't got to go there. Go ahead, finish.
Listen,
I apologize.
You know how I feel about Russ. I'm just saying.
But the fit is different because Maxey knows his own game.
It's a different fit. You got to understand. OG.
Don't get caught in my BS. Leave me alone. I apologize.
No, I gotta put you reel him in. Reel him in. Let's be honest. Westbrook is tough to play alongside, and Maxey understands his own game. He realizes his talents, and I think that's easier to play alongside.
So Russ, I got you, baby. I got you. Hold on, I got you, Russ. To Russ's credit, Paul George was an MVP candidate next to him. You niggas, I hate y'all.
Top four defensive player of the year candidate.
Come on, like Paul George had the best year of his career next to Westbrook.
And then
all I'm saying is, right, you said Maxey is probably the best point guard Paul George played alongside with. All I said was he played alongside a guy down there in Denver named Russell Westbrook. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that.
Listen,
he got him.
You got it. I don't know. You got me. I'll take it. You got it. No, but I would like to see how Maxey adjusts to that. And B's coming back healthy. Hey, Tyrese, he's not going to miss half the season this year. Hopefully, right? Hopefully that doesn't happen. And let's one thing Stephen A is correct about is Embiid got us on with Bell's palsy and half a leg, bro. He averaged 30 plus. I've been telling y'all that. He gave us 50 with Bell's palsy, y'all. 50.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
And his eye was over there. Respectfully, whoever got Bell's palsy.
He gave us 50 with the Forrest Whitaker eye. I ain't gonna lie.
Come on.
See, I can't with y'all. The Forrest Whitaker eye is crazy.
Like that nigga.
He was Ghost Dog. Listen, you gotta chill, man.
Ghost Dog was listen. Listen, man. He used the gun as a sword.
As a sword.
Hey, Fleet, Ghost Dog gave us 50.
Bro.
Yo, Ghost Dog was major.
And Bodega Mayor, respectfully, I'm not, because I know people who have Bell's palsy too. I understand it's a real thing. And there's no joke.
Right.
But dude gave us 50. He gave us 50 with Bell's palsy. Come on. So with him being fully healthy, we got some stuff to be concerned about. Call it what you want.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna stand by the fact that was all Tibbs' fault. I don't want to hear that shit. You had a Chua there on the bench. You had Mitchell Robinson playing 30 minutes a game. You had OG that was shutting his ass down. Don't laugh at that, AllBall. Leave that alone.
No.
Yeah, I see. Look, man, why they playing these?
They let Rain Man come get 50.
Yo,
it's crazy.
Ray Man is crazy. Well, I do apologize, but my cousin had it. We know that's serious, man.
It's serious business.
All love, man.
Nah.
They made fun of me yesterday with my. I thought I had, I was out of commission, man. I don't want to see what happened, but they're making fun of me offline. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but that's all on Tibbs, bro. I don't want to hear that. I'm tired of hearing that shit. We should have swept Philly. I don't care what nobody says. He weren't planning on playing Precious Achiuwa the entire series. I don't give a fuck about the 7-man rotation. Get 8 men in it. Same thing with the Pacers. How you had a 7-man rotation and half the team is down? That's Tibbs, man. So I'm tired of that shit. So Embiid, to me, yeah, he might be lighty, skinny, or whatever, but they have this thing. Their lead dog is scared when it's crunch time, when it's real time. Our lead dog is not. He makes adjustments. That's the bottom line for me. I don't want to hear nothing. Yeah, they got better. Caleb Martin might be better off instead of the campaign and all that. And then Paul George replaces Tobias Harris. I see y'all in the comments. It's all good. But you still have to get over what Flea and Dime always remind me of. It is not that easy to win a championship. The regular season is cool. When it comes time to them playoffs, what do you guys do? And he always falters. And that's your lead man.
But you know what? Flea bring up a great point that, I hardly, everybody always brings up chemistry when it comes to our Knicks. I ain't gonna bring up other teams because this is Knicks Rehab. But Flea says something that, is totally true. When it comes to Philly, if Embiid is healthy all season, which we hope he is, because we don't wish injury on nobody, does Maxey get the shots in the minutes? Now you have the addition of Paul George, who's a superstar, who's gonna not want his shots. He's going to get his shots. He got the max. We understand Maxey is the upcoming star, but he's still the third best player on that team, whether people want to believe it or not. It's Embiid, it's Paul George, then it's Maxey. So at the end of the day, but I'm just saying, I agree with Flea, and nobody brings that up. I can't say that Philly is a threat because once again, is Maxey going to be that same Maxey? Is he going to get the same amount of shots?
He has to, because to Flea's point, and Flea, you answer this. Isn't Paul George in a better position than, let's say, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Beal and them in Phoenix, when they are meant to be, they looked at as the saviors, lead dogs? Paul George, it feels like for us, is like, all he got to do is fall back and be the third option. And when it's time to be the first option, I'll get my little 20 shots if it calls for in this game, but all I got to do is show up and be easy.
That goes back to what I was saying a few minutes ago, though, bro. Like, I really feel like if Paul George walked into training camp, and like I said, everybody, you could set the tone. This is the start right now. So everybody could set a tone. If he could walk into training camp and be like, Maxey, Tyrese, be you. Everything that you did last year, take that to another level. Joel, we go through you. We go through you. And it stops and starts with you. If I'm the best defensive player in the league next year, Philly will be a problem. And I'm talking about if Paul George takes it upon himself to say, yo, I get 10 to 15 shots a night, I'm going to be as efficient as possible, and y'all going to get 20 from me every night, 20 to 25 if y'all need it. But I'm going to stop the best player on the opposing team every night, or at least be invested in doing that. If that's the approach he takes, yo, Philly they're gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
That's not
our Knicks. We made a major upgrade, and I think Philly just turned into the Clippers. Simple and plain. They are the Clippers in the East. They have a Kawhi, which is Embiid, who can't stay healthy. And, we can laugh at Harden all we want, but he still puts up decent numbers. I'm not saying, Maxey at this point ain't better than Harden. Some people would still take Harden. Some people have Harden in their top 5, top 10 greatest shooting guards all time. I think Philly is the Clippers. And we all know what the Clippers is about. And to me, that's the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't believe in them. I don't trust them. I'm not afraid of them. And like y'all said, I don't know where the defensive guys is at. Like I said, I think we have the 2 best wing defenders in the game in their prime. Bridges, OG, who can help kind of not stop, but maybe contain or make it a little tougher on Brown and Tatum. Listen, Stephen A. Smith is dead wrong. We are the biggest threat to the Boston Celtics.
And that's a fact, Flea, because we getting into how the players feel if Kawhi is your leader and he's showing up half the time. When he shows up, he's amazing, 70% from the field. It was crazy last year in December. But it has to mean something. I mean, Maxey is the only difference between, Philly and the Clippers, because Harden ain't Maxey at this point. I was saying Maxey was better when Harden was there. That's tough. He's just younger. Younger. Remember, Harden almost tore his hamstring off his leg. That's crazy. So, but to have 2 of your top 3 guys in that same situation, that is Clippers-esque. That is new Brooklyn Nets-esque all over again. And you guys were young on the Nets. It just so happened you went through these, untimely injuries, but these untimely injuries seem to be rampant with the Clippers and the 76ers.
Cat KP. Is that the same draft? Cat went 1, KP went 4. Do I have that right? Do I have that wrong or right? 2015 draft. Do I got that right?
I know Cat Porzingis was definitely 2014. I know that for a fact.
Porzingis was 14? I don't think it was 14. I think Cat went 1 and KP went 4.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely. I stand corrected. Big Flea.
Right?
The hell was I thinking challenging you on a draft?
Is that right? That's right though.
Correct. Cat went 1, D'Angelo Russell 2, Jahlil Okafor 3, Kristaps Porzingis 4.
Okay.
Wow. Russell 2. Wow.
Yeah. D'Angelo
Okafor 3.
Yeah.
I thought D'Angelo was. He's the guy that fooled me.
Okafor got a job.
He's trying out.
Yeah, we're right.
In New Orleans.
Nice.
You sound like,
big shout out to him.
You sound like Chi-Chi from Scarface. Hey, you got a job, yo.
I ain't gonna lie. I think you about to say, yeah, yo, he just got made manager over there at Starbucks. I'm like, what? Like, he got a job.
He's got an NBA job. Okay, Indiana. My fault. I thought it was New Orleans, Indiana.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Flea. Want to get back to the guy with the golden seat in the Knicks bandwagon.
That's who Stephen A. looks like
let
too.
me
He
say
looks
this.
like dude from the Golden Lords. Remember the leader of the Golden Lords? The
Oh,
leader.
that's my man. I forgot that. That's
What's
my
my
man
son
Flash. Flash from the 5 Heartbeats, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't the leader.
Now the leader had the dark eyebrows.
I gotta check. You talking about from Media Man, right?
Media Man, yeah.
Golden Lords.
Yeah, I said the Golden Lords. He looked like the leader.
The Golden
guy
Lords.
You watched Media Man, right? Right?
I don't remember Media Man.
Robert
Sorry.
Townsend?
Oh, I definitely didn't watch that, but Robert Towns is a genius. This?
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, that's my man Flash, bro.
Yeah.
5 Heartbeats. I nigga Eddie Kane told him, you want my spot, Flash? Well, you ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it.
Listen, man. Listen, OG.
Lord.
The 5 Heartbeats has so many quotables. Like people, I sit around with my guys all the time, and nothing but quotables from that
Legendary movie.
Legendary,
Yeah.
right?
Let's see what the lead.
First of all,
Kendrick Perkins on the Knicks bandwagon leader on ESPN.
the Eastern Conference is stacked, right? It's about 5 or 6 teams that could legitimately make it to the NBA Finals. The Cavs, the Sixers, the Cavs, the 76ers. Yeah, Stephen A. I mean, they legit threats, right? The Cavs wasn't healthy last year. I get it. I'm not picking them, but they have a legitimate shot, okay? But I'm all in with the Knicks. Again, Jalen Brunson, after the All-Star break, was the best player in the Eastern Conference. Jalen Brunson, in the first 2 rounds, we could say, in my opinion, was arguably the best player in the postseason. We saw what the Indiana Pacers had to do to him in that series. They were face guarding him. They were trapping. Hell, they was running boxing ones. And he didn't have help, that second option. We kept asking, who's going to be that second option? And what would it have looked like if Julius Randle was on the floor? Well, damn it, he has it now. And everybody keep talking about Karl Anthony Towns for as being a big that could shoot the 3. And they're correct. He's one of the greatest shooting bigs we've ever seen. But he's also one of the most skilled bigs we've ever seen. When it comes to having a complete package offensively, it's nothing that he can't do. He has the mid-range. He has post work. He could take you off the dribble. He could push the rock. He could assist and make guys around him better.
Pause it real quick.
So
Pause it real quick. Kendrick Perkins makes a great point that, people tend to just forget. Jalen Brunson didn't have a legit second guy with him. And today in the NBA, you damn near need 3 legit guys with you. He now has a legit, remember, because Randall was hurt. Remember, we know what OG brings to the table, but we're not going to give OG the ball and go get us a bucket. Jalen Brunson now has Karl Anthony Towns, a legit star, a legit all-star, a legit top 10, top 15 talent. So, I'm glad Kendrick Perkins broke that down, and people tend to forget that. If Brunson had a guy, and that's why I wasn't so sad that Hartenstein we lost, and now we lost DiVincenzo, because Game 7, I will never forget this. Game 7 in the Garden, our guys couldn't help Brunson out. We lost in the Garden to bum-ass Indiana. Our Hart and DiVincenzo was on the court. What if we had Cat? What if we had Brunson, that second guy? We would be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm just glad that Kendrick Perkins broke down. He really has a legit second guy with him that can possibly be a number 1 at times on the team. Listen, I agree with Kendrick Perkins. Not that I'm all in because I'm a Knicks fan. This is a legit crew that will be a threat to the whole NBA, but of course in the East, the Boston Celtics.
There's going to be many nights where we come on here and sing Cat's praises. The best trade ever. Best thing since sliced bread. There's going to be plenty of nights that we do that. And there's going to be plenty of frustrating nights we come on here being frustrated with that dude. We just got to be prepared for that. And that's what we're going to have to, go through as we, go through this season. Am I confident in him adding exactly what we need? 100% I'm confident in that. But we can't fool ourselves that there will be stretches where he struggles. We've watched it. It is what it is. This shit ain't going to change just because he's a Knick now. There's going to be nights where he's 2 for 10 from 3. And we're like, Jesus Christ, you took 10 threes tonight? Why? Right? There's going to be nights like that. So how does he combat those bad shooting nights? Does he give a hell of an effort on the defensive end? Does he go grab 25 rebounds? Does he deter guys from coming to the paint? Like, he got to grow up right here. And I'm talking about grow up and mature as a ball player, not as a man. I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm talking about on the court. He's got to grow up. And it's got to happen. It's got to happen fast. We ain't got time to wait till you grow up. You a Knick now. There's a certain culture. There's a certain way that we approach games. You got to have that same approach.
Stephen A shook his head. He kind of laughed at Kendrick Perkins when he mentioned Cleveland. Now, I think none of us have Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're not a championship threat. But the Boston Celtics have been a championship threat the last 7 seasons. And even when we weren't a championship threat, we were still a bad matchup for the Celtics in the regular season, and we could have been in the playoffs. Same thing I was saying about Orlando versus Celtics last year. But back to my point, the Cavaliers are a thorn on our side, even though we smoked them with Mitchell Robinson. If he's not there, well, I just looked it up. There's 3 games that Karl Anthony Towns played against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the last 3 seasons. One of them, Jarrett Allen didn't even play, and neither did Evan Mobley. And he had great numbers, 29, 13 rebounds, shot really well from the field. And then there's 2 games here that he did play 3 seasons ago where Mobley and Allen did play, and all of a sudden, he was a no-show. 17 points on 7 to 13 shooting, that was good. But how many rebounds? 4 rebounds. The next game after that was 21 points, 7 rebounds, 8 of 19 from the field. They lost by 17 that game. They won by 5 the first game. So I'll say all that to say, it ain't just about beating Boston. These are the little things that you talked about earlier, Flea. There's going to be times where he pisses us off. There's no way possible that we saw what Mitchell Robinson did to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you come in here and we be like, yo, Mitch ain't on your level as a basketball player. What the hell is this? So I'm looking at other teams, the Orlando Magic. How do you do against them? I'm gonna look that up in a second. All this stuff about Cat has frustrated me. So yeah, I'm not all in yet because I'm still not over the shock of losing the spirit of our team. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way. I mean, they were already all in with Cat from a year ago because he was trying to,
what was the spirit of our team?
The Nova Knicks, grit and grind. This ain't, once we lost iHeart, it was a whole different. Now the whole image is gone because now we got to replace him alongside Julius Randle. Cat is not tough. That's just not who he is. I like him. He's a finesse player in terms of some of his game, but I don't care for his overall game.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Who's the tough guy on Dallas? Just asking.
They got a couple of tough players with Derek Lively, the kid at center, the other kid, the backup guys now.
Derek Lively. I'm just asking. Derek Lively is a tough guy.
No, but Steve, but you're talking about a tough guy like
he struggled against them. Cat struggled against Lively. He struggled against Gaff.
I'm not talking about struggle. I'm just saying, when a lot of us say, tough guys. I'm just asking a simple question. Teams that are successful. Once again, Dallas was in the finals. I don't know them for being tough. I don't know them for having a Draymond, a King. No, I'm just being honest.
No, but I'm not talking about enforcers. I'm not talking about enforcers. You wouldn't consider Kyrie Irving is tough to me on the court. You ain't stopping him, and whatever you present to him, he's coming through. Huh? Bro, I'm not talking about you ain't. You could be whoever you are. You play your game no matter.
When we say tough, you know what we mean. What's the definition of tough?
For me, we just talked about the other day. It ain't just about trying to beat somebody up.
When people talk about Cat and they mention tough, we know what they mean. Stop it.
Yeah, but also
right. So I'm asking.
Part of that is also a part of that is Where was no? So if there's no tough guy in Dallas and Cat couldn't get past them, this is the whole point. I can't stand this. There has to be more pieces that the Leon Rose and the Nova Knicks and La Cosa have to make, because you know I'm behind OG.
So
He's going to be the factor.
So Minnesota couldn't get past Dallas because Cat wasn't tough, or because
absolutely
Dallas,
1,000,000%.
because Dallas got Luke and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, they got Luka and Kyrie, but the Timberwolves have Cat and you. I mean Ant Man and you, and you didn't come through. Everybody, listen. That's a part of his story. It is what it is. You ask me why I don't like him, because he disappears too often, and we're gonna get frustrated with him, like Flea just said. And I just looked it up.
Embiid disappears often too, and nobody blames nothing on him.
Who's not blaming him? We just all three of us just blamed him.
I'm not
so
talking
Cat
about
got to get some of the smoke. Yeah, everybody does.
People pick Philly to be a threat, but Embiid's been disappearing damn near his whole career.
They smoking K2. I'm talking about realistic fans, bro. Ain't nobody. We all know Embiid. The pressure's on Embiid. He came back this year saying, "I don't care about no All NBAs." He's talking a good one. Cat could talk a good one, but I'm talking about on that court. Kawhi keeps talking. We don't see you on the court, bro. Paul George is infamous for this. Every year he got a new proclamation, and his punk ass is sitting down in the playoffs. He's another guy. He disappears. He's not mentally tough. Period. And I'm very worried about that, especially when you coming in here saying it's the most talented team in Knicks history. Nah, we were like that 2 months ago. We could have signed Allhart potentially, and now for me, I liked our team a week ago because we had more depth and we had our guys.
Fabian, you keep mentioning iHeart, and I heard you mention him the other day too. I know that that's a soft spot for you, and we just gotta keep it a buck, bro. He played himself out of being a Knick. The way that he played all season long through the playoffs, he outplayed being able to be an option for us to go forward with. Only because the type of money that he was going to make. You know, OG knows, everybody in the comments knows, we were not going to pay him the money that he deserves. He deserves what he's getting. We weren't going to do it. We weren't. There's so much, us going to get Cat, there's so much more writing on the wall that I could read now that wasn't visible before. Why did Brunson take that pay cut? Well, shit. Maybe because we got a guy coming in that's going to make $50 million a year. Well, why didn't we extend Julius Randle? Well, because we've been thinking about moving him for the longest, because we've been monitoring Cat.
Why didn't he want to extend? Because he knew he was on the table on a trading block. Why did we cover only or leave 80% of the Diaz rookie salary? What they did was masterful with the cap, to your point.
You know what I'm saying, bro? So there's a method to the madness. I just don't think that this is going to be a detriment to what we got, to what we doing.
It's a detriment to what was last season. Like you said, it started with iHeart, and it was really the CBA deal, like we talked about before. The fact that the CBA is in place where we can't re-sign a player that was with us for 2 years. I thought we were against super teams. That's the perfect example of we're not a super team and we want our guy back. So we don't get a super team. And that's not to say we wouldn't have tried to trade it for Cat anyway, because they want Cat. I get that, but I'd rather have more depth alongside with that. And you lose. This is the best available trade they could have made in Tibbs' mind and the front office. They agreed to that. All I'm saying is, presently constructed, it ain't that this full through the Eastern Conference Finals. Not for me. Last year's team healthy, to me, is still a gap better. They could have beat anybody.
I mean, I listen, man. I hear what both of y'all saying. I'm just saying, I just think the front office, we have 4 years with Randle, right? Last 2 years in the playoffs, he either was injured or didn't play well. Allhart and DiVincenzo, you have to think about it. Who's more valuable, DiVincenzo or Josh Hart? I say Josh Hart, right? So now if you're the front office, look at last season.
Stay right there. Who you going with, Flea, Devo, or Josh Hart? Who's more valuable?
Hart.
It's not even
that's unanimous. Yeah, that's unanimous.
Yeah, right. So my point I'm trying to make is, this is why we had to make this trade. Randall missing in action last 2 years in the playoffs. Steven Chisholm and Alhart had an opportunity last year to get us to the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson carried us all season. Hobbled, injured with knickknacks. Let's not act like he wasn't hobbled. He wasn't fully healthy. And we needed our guys to come through for one game at home. And they didn't come through. That's why I don't miss him. That's why I'm not upset we couldn't keep Alhart. He didn't even average double-digit rebounds. Flea, how long I've been saying that? He didn't average double-digit rebounds. They didn't pull through for Game 7 for their guy.
Or Game 6.
Right,
yeah,
I understand about
that expectation that y'all have for iHeart to pull through in Game 6, he ain't never been in a Game 6.
Right, but he's
ain't good enough. Like, he ain't good enough for us to rely. Like that.
So then y'all both countering what I'm saying about iHeart. Like, I don't miss him that much because he didn't show up for the games in Indiana and the game in the Garden. I can't count him.
Right. So I mean, just real brief. So I'm just saying, for me, I think this trade is what we needed. Like I said, it does hurt that, the Nova Knicks is not together no more. And of course, we definitely owe Randall some respect and appreciation. But if we're trying to win a title, these are the things you have to do. With Paul George going to Philly, we can poo-poo all we want. Milwaukee still got Dame Lillard and Giannis. That's still a threat in the playoff series. I don't care what nobody say. And then you see Boston. And then you see Orlando on the come up. And then Cleveland, like Fabian said, Flea, is still a thorn in certain teams' side. Where, yeah, you'll beat them, but they still have enough talent to where anything can happen. We had to make this move. Also, with, like you said, losing Alhart and then now Mitchell Robinson, we don't know what's going on as far as health-wise. We could not start the season with Precious Achiuwa. Flea, how long I've been saying this? Mm-hmm. We cannot have Precious Achiuwa as our legit backup center. It's not fair to him. We was not going to win a title like that. So I just feel this move was the correct move, and I think people need to slow down with the cat ain't tough, because at the end of the day, your skill set is your skill set. In Minnesota, he played well. They beat Denver. He was in the Western Conference Finals. Minnesota has been legit the last couple years. He's a part of that. It's not only because of Ant Man. That young man has something to do with that. So that's all I got to say with that. I think the toughness thing, I think that's a little overblown and overrated. And we're going to see this season, I think him playing under Tom Thibodeau and how Tom Thibodeau was the central whisperer, which my brothers here need to coin that phrase because I've never heard nobody else say it. I think him under Tom Thibodeau, I think Tibbs is a different person, a different human being, and a different coach than he was in Minnesota. I think now him being in New York, I think that's going to be a whole different experience for Cat, and I think it's going to be great. And I think they're going to prosper. We're going to have two legit all-stars in the all-star game, and hopefully one of them will be starting, and that's going to be Brunson and Cat under Tom Thibodeau.
Can I ask you this, Flea? I had to quote Ryan Russillo, shout out to him, one of my favorite basketball podcasts, when he breaks it down. He said, if Cat is as good as a 7-footer as Basketball Reference says he is, and Minnesota was in the conference finals, then why would they trade him?
I mean, I said I think it's a money thing. It's dollars and cents. I think the owner over there is a bonehead. Like I said, he's trying to get his money. He's trying to stiff A-Rod right now. Like, wow. Billionaire talk. Like, he's trying to stiff A-Rod on money right now. So I think that this is all about, I think that this is clearing the way. I ain't going to take credit for this take I'm about to make. Big shout out to my guy Dallas. That's my childhood best friend. I need y'all to
big shout out.
I've been wanting to tell y'all this what he says, because I don't believe it, but he's adamant on this. You trade Cat, you bring Julius in, who's on a contract. It was on a contract year. You might not re-sign him. So now that just leaves Anthony Edwards there at 22, 23 years old. My boy Dallas has said Ant Man is out of there by the time he's 25 years old.
Thank you. He's KG all over again.
Yeah, he said he's out of there. And I didn't want to buy into that, because I'm like, the kid is young. The kid is seeing some success. He's, like Fabian says, he's super charismatic. He's taking the NBA by storm. One of the faces now, call it what you want, right? And he's one of the best players in the league. It's not like he's not good. Like, he's really good. So is he gonna waste his time there? His entire prime there? I don't know. I didn't see him leaving, but like I said, my man has been saying it, whispering in my ear for the last year. Like, yo, that nigga's out of there. What do y'all think?
Hold on. Oh, please, can I respond, Fabian?
Yeah.
Minnesota, this is why Minnesota is Minnesota. You had Marbury and KG. You couldn't figure it out. Even though we know Marbury, you know, city kid. And, you know, like I said, being in Minnesota, I don't know. I've never been there. I would think it's a great city. You know, big shout out to Minnesota. I'm not knocking them, but y'all couldn't figure out a way to keep KG and Marbury together. Then you couldn't figure out a way to keep KG. Now you had KG and Marbury all over again. I'm just saying the excitement, right? With Cat and Ant Man.
Mm-hmm.
You listening to people like us, to the sports media about Cat. So you get rid of Cat because in your mind he's not tough, this and that. You forgot he was your number 1 draft pick. Y'all were just in the Western Conference Finals. Big Flea, he always say this. Make adjustments, make improvements, and build on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen? I agree with your brother Dallas. Because now Minnesota digress.
Mm-hmm.
You can forget about them being title contention now and conference
Get that
finals
out
now.
of here. Get that out of here.
Totally disagree. Go ahead.
Okay, you'll have your moment.
Yeah.
Now, once it's all over,
Get this nigga, OG.
yeah,
Get him.
Because he's sitting
Get
over
his
there
ass.
Calm
like
down,
he's
little.
over there like
Trying to
this,
act tough. Yeah, get it.
right?
Get it.
Once, because I don't
You
think
sound like
Randall's
Stab from House Party.
Right,
We're
right.
gonna
I
kick
love it.
your fucking ass.
Once Randall doesn't re-sign with Minnesota unless they give him the super duper bag, you think Ant-Man is going to stay there? When you got all these big cities, Chicago, New York, LA, so that's going to be meeting stars. Because remember, LeBron ain't going to be there for a while. Chicago is thirsting for a star. You still got the Clippers. So I totally agree. Once again, this is why Minnesota is Minnesota. Simple and plain. They got Marbury and KG all over again, and it broke up.
Totally disagree. Minnesota was never this talented in the 90s. In the early 90s, they had an older Spreewell, Sam Cassell. They were never this good. Troy Hudson had a good run with them, but Billups really showed out with them when they had to go to Detroit. Never this talented.
Never this good.
They
They were
were-
in the conference finals as well. What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about?
No,
Thank
they did not.
KG's MVP season, they had a
Thank you.
bomb squad. What are you
So-
talking about?
So they had 2 guys that were number 1 picks in their 20s in the conference finals in the 2000s.
Name me another team. Hurry up. And don't think on this because you know everything. Name me another team that had 2 number 1 picks on their team. Hurry up and tell me. Name me another team.
The Houston Rockets.
Who's the number 1 picks?
Oh, they weren't. Hakeem Olajuwon was number 2. All right, cool. But hold on a second.
Green was number 1. Slow down.
Oh, Samson went 2. But all I'm saying is I'm seeing Boy went number 2. Yeah, but that's still not as talented as the Minnesota Timberwolves. You're making my point. What are you talking about? The Timberwolves.
I'm saying
No,
that
I
don't
said
discount that team in 2004. Make your point. I'm just saying
No.
don't discount that.
No, you just made my point. What other Timberwolves or any team in NBA history had 2 number 1 picks on their team in the Western in the conference
Well,
finals?
you was right about Houston because Samson went 1 and Dream went 1. But the point,
Wow!
I said go find one. Go find one. You found me one.
Off the top of my head, baby. Let's go, Flea. He's challenging my thoughts. And hold on, and I'm right about the Timberwolves again. The Timberwolves had 2 number 1 draft picks on this squad, bro, and they went to conference finals. You can't tell me that Timberwolves squad was as good as this squad, and compared to their era and us in this era right now. The Timberwolves, they made the conference final. Bro, Ant-Man is 22. They have way more potential than that
cool.
Timberwolves team.
Sam Cassell was great everywhere. Where was he an all-star? Tell me.
Never, but you're making
Tell
my
me
point.
where. No, he was an all-star 1 year. Tell me where he was an all-star.
Okay, Minnesota. Was Troy Hudson? Listen, what KG did for all his point guards in that time was amazing. Chauncey, Sam Cassell, and Troy Hudson. Let's not forget that. I'm with you 1,000,000%. But that team was not as talented as this Timberwolves team. This Timberwolves team is top to bottom, just deeper. Name 3 guys off the bench from that Timberwolves team in 04. know what I'm saying? And then today, you comparing this team to that 04 team? No way. This team is. Let me tell you something about them Timberwolves team. But once you put Nas Reed on the court out there
on their team, Fabian.
Absolutely. And now they have one.
They had an MVP on their team.
1,000%. But he's the only guy on that level, top 10, top 20 on the squad. They had 2 top 30. Is it 3? 2 top 30 guys in the league. And if you add Gobert, he's in the mix with top 30 players in the league. I'm just saying, he didn't imagine. Imagine who was KG centers back then.
Now we give Gobert props.
I'm just saying.
Who's what?
Who was KG center back then?
Irvin Johnson.
And Nesterovic?
And Rasha. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so when we talk about this Timberwolves team, when y'all, I'm just disagreeing with that statement. This is the most talented team they may have ever had. Besides, the only thing I'll give you is a young KG with Stephon Marbury. But even then, they were still kind of flawed. They weren't experienced like this. They didn't achieve this much success. So for me, to get more depth, they never have a time on the floor now where they'll never have shooting. And their transition game just got better. Julius Randle transition, we know is a monster.
Time where they'll be on the floor where they have shooting.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo is probably their best shooter now. Who's a better shooter?
Nas Reed is up there, dog.
Bro.
Nas Reed is up
there. I'm talking about guys going out to shoot the basketball. Nas Reed can shoot. Is he asked to do that? Like, is that one of his attributes that makes that team better?
A better shooter than DiVincenzo, bro.
That's an attribute.
Bro,
that makes that team better. Nas Reed's ability to hit the three is something great for him. That doesn't make them any better.
What doesn't make them any better?
The fact that Nas Reed can shoot the three.
Are you out of your mind, Flea? Now you
no,
bugging.
I'm dead serious right now.
Nas Reed, the reason why they were able to let go of Cat is because they want to pay him to be the big shooter on the squad. I don't care what part of the floor.
Have fun doing that.
Okay,
see how much success you have doing that.
Either way, you got more shooting on the team. You got more athletic for transition baskets and everything. I like that team. And DiVincenzo plays defense. He adds to them. Like Randall, say what you want. He's a question mark. He's gonna have to show and prove with them. But I like the drive and kick game with him there also.
How many minutes y'all got Dante DiVincenzo averaging this year? Minutes played.
25, 22. It's gonna be tough for him to get in there.
Is he?
He's not gonna start.
Damn.
He won't start
unless Conley gets hurt or something.
Wow. Wow.
There you go, Flea. If Conley gets hurt, we talked about it the other day. If Conley gets hurt, you're not starting Dillingham.
Yes, you are.
How? A rookie?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Yeah. You're lying.
No, because you know that they're not gonna. Finch gonna give the ball to Dante DiVincenzo and say, "Here, you're starting point guard until Conley comes back."
No, but it's similar to
They'll go find a free agent. They'll go sign John Wall before they get a ball to Dante DiVincenzo. I'm being funny, but damn, like you're about to get a ball to Dante DiVincenzo?
No, we had Dante DiVincenzo. We had Dante DiVincenzo in a playoff game and rocking in the most pressure moment possible last year. He is proven in all this. I'm not saying he's going to come up and cross over and call an offense, but you know he can bring the ball up by committee with Ant Man, with my guy McDaniels, and Randall brings it up from time to time. Come on now.
Listen, so then you get the ball handling duties done by committee with that team.
Yeah. All you gotta do is cross half court with that.
And that goes back to what OG said. You won't find them in the Western Conference Finals this year.
I gotta put a bet down.
Yeah,
good. Keep hating on.
Listen,
you won't.
I think
you're not.
I think for us this was a great trade. I think for Minnesota, I don't think Ant Man. I don't think Ant Man is happy with this trade. I don't think Julius Randle makes them better. I'm sorry, and I think this is going to be another organization that had an opportunity with a young superstar to take them over the top, and they dropped the ball. I think this move for our Knicks, listen, we're going to see, but to be honest, I agree with you. This is a bad trade for Minnesota. Yeah, they got some good pieces with DiVincenzo, but I don't see Randle and Ant-Man playing well together. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. Go ahead.
But even if they don't play well together, now they can trade Randle as opposed to Cat. If something doesn't work out, now it's harder to trade him mid-season because why are you trading him? And he's $50-60 million a year. But I want to go back, step all over your point, my fault, and your man Dallas's point. AllBall family now. Anthony Edwards is signed to the year 2029, excuse me, summer 2029, where he'll be 27 years old. He's going to make 42 million, 45, 48, 52, 55. Karl Anthony Towns is signed until 2028, but that's a player option where he makes the $60 million. So that's the summer before, in 2028, the summer before Ant Man's available for free agency. You know, all you did was tap into my conspiracy zone, Fleet. You just did it. Oh, yeah. $60 million, and it's a player option. Guess what? You get to resign for less if you want to. And you're 32 years old, still in your prime. Can you possibly be texting and flexing with your boy from Minnesota? I like this. I was against the trade, Fleet, but now you starting to get back.
That will all be this nigga is
He's crazy. Twilight Zone. He need the Twilight Zone music for that.
Bro, he is nuts. Leave it to him. Leave it to him. Fabian, that's all going to be predicated on what happens in the next 4 years in terms of winning, what we look like, what kind of deep playoff runs we make. Because I'll be honest with you, if dude doesn't show up the way we want and expect him to show up, and he takes an ass kicking for the next 3 or 4 years, the first opportunity he gets to get the hell out of here, he will be gone. He will be gone.
He good, man. Nah, man, listen.
If that nigga they was ripping down Julius Randle posters. They was booing. They got him to the point where he made a bucket and was like,
yeah, but
don't
listen.
Cat get in that bag, bro. Like,
but Fleet, all right, but remember, it's two sides to a coin. Look at Jalen Brunson. So that's an example Cat can look at and say, if I play well, I will be revered over here like a god. So, like I said, I just feel, I'm going to repeat, Tom Thibodeau's a different guy, different coach from Minnesota. I think Cat wanted out of Minnesota, and I think the trajectory we're going in is up. And I think right now, we're an organization in a city now where people want to be and want to play for. This ain't 5-10 years ago where guys was, it was just a money stop. Nah, guys is looking excited to be in that blue and orange now and to be in the Garden. And I think once you sit down with Brunson and he breaks it down and helps you understand what New York City is all about, I think Cat gonna be fine, man. And I think, Cat is gonna have an opportunity to gain the trust and respect back from people like us and the fans that think he's soft. I really think this year he's gonna have a big year. We're gonna have 2 players in the All-Star game. And I think, listen, man, I think we're gonna be seeing Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And I think Ant-Man is going to be texting Cat to see how New York City is for the next 4 years. I'm just saying. I know some of us need our beauty sleep, but do we have a couple more minutes, guys? Because I wanted to respond to this former Knick. This former Knick. Flea, I promise no slander today to this former Knick, okay? I promise.
Who's this? How many years you got to play to be a former Knick?
He played about 4 years, right? Iman Shumpert from the New York Knicks, former New York Knicks, was on First Take yesterday, and he had some things to say about our Knickerbockers.
Paper, like I love the Cat Brunson. I love that on paper. Like that's awesome. I don't love that at the end of the game in the playoffs. Like it's not scary enough. There's got to be some player that can go off by himself in the playoffs. Me being a part of the playoffs for years, I just know a pick and roll calls for adjustments, tags, rotations. The hardest thing to beat is knowing exactly what's coming, and it's an ISO, and there's nothing you can do but watch. We all have to sit here and watch and hope he misses that ISO. And I'm not against Cat or Brunson. I like both of them as players. I don't think that at the end of a game, they could go back and forth like that. And if they are able to do that, I'm going to be excited to watch it. I like them on paper. At the end of a game, I would take my chances saying, yes, I will guard Brunson and we will rotate on Cat.
So that was Iman Shumpert, the former Knick, with disappointing take, in my opinion, already. AllBall, you already was sucking your teeth, and your man Shump thinks he's slick talking about, I love Jalen Brunson, but I'm going to root for them if we do well. No, Shump, you're off the Knicks bandwagon. Go back to Chicago. AllBall, what's your response?
So makes a good point. And it hurts my heart to agree with him. We seen Brunson down the stretch. You know, listen, now, can he go back and forth with you? Hell yeah. Can he go with the best of them? Hell yeah. But, you know, down one, tie ball game, 10 seconds left, ISO, you know, the only thing that, you know, I can say to Shump is there's not many like that. You know, you have Durant, you have, you know, Dame Lillard, you have certain guys, you know. But I understand where Shump is coming from. You know, there's a lot of games down the stretch, Fabian, where we yelled and went crazy on Jalen Brunson because let's be for real, he hasn't had that game winner yet. He hasn't had that, you know, like you said, ISO. And I know what Shump is talking about. Only person I can think about, rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant, where like Shump said, you just got to pray and hope they miss. But there's nothing you can do. So it hurts my heart to disagree with Shump, but I have to be an honest basketball fan first. I'm definitely a biased Knicks fan, but I have to be an honest basketball fan. Shump is somewhat correct. But this season, Cat, Brunson, they have an opportunity to prove us wrong. But I understand what he's saying. I get what he's saying because he's a defensive guy. And it's like, okay, yeah, all right, Brunson can give me 40 throughout the whole game. He can cook me. But now if we up more, it's a tie ball game, I ain't afraid when he got the ball in his hands with that ISO. So I get what he's saying. Like I said, but I think this season, you know, we're going to have to prove him wrong with that.
Go ahead, Flea.
I probably share the same sentiments as OG. I think he's got a valid point. I think Brunson is building his resume right now, and guys haven't bought in fully yet. I think I said this to y'all last week or 2 weeks ago. For me, this season is very, very important for how I look at Jalen Brunson. I look at Jalen Brunson as our best player. I look at Jalen Brunson as somebody I could trust. But I've seen guys, you know, have great back-to-back seasons. Do it a third time. Let me see you solidify yourself as one of the best players in the league, a perennial all-star and not a fringe all-star, right? Solidify yourself as one of those guys. And I think if he does that this year, I don't think that, you know, there's no more question marks from me. Y'all are all in, and I respect it. Y'all should be. Other fans are all in. I respect it. But
the flea test.
Yeah, but for a guy like Shump, who, like you said, OG, is a defender, when he's looking at Brunson, he's looking at a guy like, I could go get a stop on him. I can go get a stop on him. All we need is one. Like you said, go for 40 for 4 quarters.
Right.
But that last minute or two, I need you to get 3 stops for me, Shump. Can you do that? He can do that, right? I'm not specifically Shump, but you know, you want to ask somebody to go get a stop. That's what it's about. So there's just question marks that needs to be answered. I just don't think that you know, Cat hasn't proven that to anybody yet. Cat had a monster series against Denver, really was the catalyst on why they were able to beat the defending champions, and then turns around and we can't find them in that Dallas series when it's time to like take it up another notch. When they have somebody on that on the opposing team that cannot guard you. We was talking about Lively and Gafford. They can't do shit with Cat when Cat is rolling. They can't do nothing with him. So I feel like Shump has a point, but I feel more so that Brunson is going to prove a lot of people wrong. So,
and for Fabian, real quick before you go, and I'm done. That's, I think, I don't remember, I don't know if it was you who said a while ago, we was on live, and it's like, you know, or somebody else where it was like, you know, how can someone game get better? It's like they reach their ceiling. I think that's the box that Brunson has to open. That's what separates guys like Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, where you could just move out the way and all you can do is hope we miss. So, yeah, I think that's what will make Brunson, because some people still don't have him as a superstar. That's what he's missing. And I understand what Shumpert is saying. I'm sorry, Fabian. I just want to say that.
No, I wanted to mention Kyrie in that because I think even he's more dangerous
Yes.
than
Kyrie
the
also,
Allen.
yes.
He's more
Yes.
dangerous than the Allen Iverson because he's creating space and hitting a shot from anywhere. It feels like, right? With Brunson, it's not quite that. And we did mention that. We did mention how he struggled with the double teams. He improved. How he can't even really kick out of a double team if you throw it at him early enough. We are gonna miss. This is part of the reason why we are gonna miss Dante DiVincenzo, right? We could talk about that ad nauseum, and also the Ihart and Randalls of the world. They pressure on a missed shot. That's what made that game 2 so crazy. The offensive rebounds. Can Cat, who's on the offensive rebound with Cat out there with a 5-and-out lineup, right? These all, to your point, agreeing with Shump, it makes a lot of sense. But Shump, calm down. Brunson ain't have this last year. He didn't have this much space, and it ain't like Brunson got to take the shot. Why did Brunson got to take the shot? If you're 5-and-out, this is all everybody's copying what Golden State did 10 years ago. Everybody could put the ball on the floor and they can shoot, get to the basket, and they could pass. Before Kevin Durant got there, Sean Livingston was out there. Andre Iguodala was out there. Even Draymond Green back then was still aggressive, and he shot better before he injured his shoulder. That's what you're copying. So with Cat out there, he's not just standing at the top of the key three-point line. He might take 2 or 3 steps back. And I dare you to fall back on him and try to crowd the paint on Jalen Brunson. All right, it's over with. Brunson ain't got to get the ball. He could kick it out to Bridges. You're looking for the guy with the best matchup at that point. That's what the whole players run for, right, Fleet? From the sideline, who got the best matchup? Kick it to him. No, he got a mismatch over there.
Yeah, you hunt the pick and roll so you could get a switch and hunt matchups. Yeah,
that's the whole game. And I don't know if we necessarily had that because that's the one thing against Julius Randle. I hated his crunch time play. That's the thing I won't miss at all. Unproven. Bridges been to the championship before. Bridges has been a number 1. I didn't like him as a number 1 over there with the Nets, but on Phoenix as a number 2, as a number 3 point of attack guy. Let's see what he does. You still got 5 guys on the court. OG's probably gonna be caught in the corner, but now you open the floor up. I think they're way more dangerous if there's 5 seconds left on the clock and Cat at the top of the key, and you cannot crowd the paint. They're gonna find an open man at that point. That's you got OG in the corner, Cat from damn near everywhere. I gotta look up his stats, his shot chart, but Cat shoots from way too many places to be talking about him like that. And Brunson's a post-up player, even with his struggles.
But I get what Shump is coming from. It's like, when you're a defender, if a guy don't put fear in your heart, that gives them confidence. So I get what he's saying as far as like, just imagine now Brunson has that in his arsenal where, it's where you're on the island and you scared to death, where you just praying that player miss.
Let's be realistic. Let's say that never happens. You telling me that leaving Cat open is not dangerous?
100% is dangerous.
We have a weapon at the 3-point line. We don't have a sharp, even DiVincenzo in a weapon like this.
So all right, so let me ask y'all a question. So you telling me, let's just say, game 7 playoffs, no matter where it's at, we down 1. You putting the ball in Cat's hands and saying, take us home?
Are you
comfortable with that? No. I'm asking. I don't know what big man is going to have an opportunity to do that, but maybe Akeem Olajuwon, or maybe you get the ball to Duncan on the block. I'm being honest. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Cat can't do it, but I get what Shump is saying as far as being a defender. Like, yo, bruh, we haven't seen Brunson do that yet. Where it's like, yo, ISO, game winner, we out of here.
We haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen Brunson with a legit 5-and-out lineup at the end of a game either. That's new to me. And we got to stop thinking about Cat as just as a big man now in that position, because we don't expect Akeem Olajuwon. We expect, baby, somewhat of a Dirk. You ain't leaving Dirk wide open, right? That ain't never going to happen. And I'm not saying you put the ball on the floor like Dirk and get it going like Dirk, but you got a sharpshooter that opens up the floor. We never had that. And then Bridges, I think Bridges is not talked about enough in this.
I mean, we haven't spoke about Mikal Bridges at all tonight, at all. With this, like, we breezed over that trade like it ain't nothing, when it's going to be a big deal, come midseason, come playoff time. What he brings is going to be a big deal. But that's not even what I was about to say. Look, I know we about to wrap up, but my concern the other day from the jump, how do we rebound? How do we defend the paint? How do we, be a team that, you got to circle the Knicks when you play? How do we become that team again? Because that's who we were. And when you get Cat, we could talk offense all day long. We could talk that till we blue in the face. But we made our hat. We held our hat on rebounding, defending, and being tough. However you want to define tough. That's what the Knicks was last year. How do we make up for that with this team? That's the question that needs to remain answered for me.
Flea, I'm just real quick. We didn't have Randall last season. So DiVincenzo, no disrespect, we still tough. We still going to rebound. We still have Mitchell Robinson, who's the best probably offensive rebounder in the game. And when you have him, OG, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart, as far as energy, toughness, and defense, I think we fine. I don't think we're as bad as it's made out to be. Like I said, Randall didn't play damn near all season. For a lot of games and in the playoffs. So we still was tough and we still rebounded. So I'm not going to make it seem like because we lost DiVincenzo that the toughness is gone. I think, what to make up for that, for Cat not being as tough as people making it out to be, or a great rebounder, because let's not forget, our Hart wasn't a great rebounder. Even though he got some key rebounds sometimes, he didn't average double-digit rebounds.
That's a fact.
But
in the playoffs,
we've
in key games.
But we've seen Cat with Tibbs be a 25 and 12 guy.
Right.
We saw that.
His best seasons.
We saw that. So
I think he's going to get back to that.
We need that, OG.
Yeah.
We need that.
But Flea, once again, I really believe this. The Minnesota with Tibbs and Cat, I don't think there was no expectations. They wasn't. I think now the expectation is different, and I think Cat understands what he's getting himself into. And Tom Thibodeau's a different coach, and I'm pretty sure they let Cat know we need double-digit rebounds. We need some toughness. We need some fight. So I really think they understand that, and I think we're going to get it done.
Couple more minutes, please. I definitely want you to see this. AllBall, I want you to see this. Last season, around February, a lot of gamblers came out. I think it was Tom Harbaugh, the one who reported it, how there was a decrease in foul calls, and Brunson was affected. A lot of these point guards were affected. Lucas dropped like 2 free throws per game last season after the All-Star break. So there was an emphasis on the free throw shooting and controlling the pace of the game. Rick Carlisle came out today or yesterday during the media day, and this was based on a meeting with head coach Rick Carlisle. Says to expect more physical NBA, on how that change could impact the Pacers as a team that applies unprecedented pressure and why they rarely get to the line despite frequently accessing the paint. It's going to be much more physical this year. Games are going to look a lot more like FIBA than the old freedom of movement NBA. So that's this Rick Carlisle discussing potential officiating changes on the wake-up call with KB and Andy. So I had a conspiracy theory of, that Wemby coming in the game, Joker, Giannis, all these big men, that the league's going to go back because they're tired of seeing this, that these FIBA games are way more exciting than a lot of our games. And it mostly has to do with the fact that, just bring some of the old school rules back. You'll keep the talent out there. And Rick Carlisle saying, expect it. How do you think it's going to affect Brunson and our Knicks?
I mean, I see it when I believe it. They say a whole lot of stuff. Once again, it's too much money, too much entertainment involved. If you think,
even last year with them enforcing it after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it sounds good. Now, I understand in the playoffs, because everybody understands basketball. In the playoffs, things slow down. It gets a little more physical, and it's better basketball play. But, no disrespect. I don't care what Rick Carlisle be saying. He the op. Get out of here, man. Yeah, get out of here. I can't wait to see y'all again. But I see it when I believe it. You know what I mean? I think, tougher officiating affects everybody, not only our Knicks and Brunson. I think would it affect us? I don't know. Brunson is tough, man. So, even if he doesn't get to the free throw line, he can post up, he can hit the mid-range, his layup package is crazy. So, I don't see it affecting him where it hurt him, but I see it when I believe it. They talk all that, and man, listen, it'll be right back to traveling, no foul. It'll be right back to that. So I see it when I believe it.
What you think, Flea?
I would like to see it prior to the All-Star break, right? I would like for it to set the tone for the entire season. When that first couple of games of the year where everybody is glued to TNT, ESPN, all of that, and we see some really physical, hard-fought games where we have 97 to 95, type games. I would love to see that at the beginning of the season. But that's not, and it's just my theory. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But the NBA makes a lot of their money early in the early part of the season, where everybody is just like clamoring, can't wait for the NBA to come back, and they got all the regular casual fans locked in for the first month. And then
I would think real quick, Flair, I would think it's post NFL that they start really making bread.
Okay.
I would if I had to guess.
So what we saying? So All-Star break, right? Because or Valentine's Day, right? Because the Super Bowl is usually the first weekend in February, and then second week in February is like usually All-Star or the last weekend. However they do it now, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to see it at the beginning of the year. I wouldn't like for them to start doing it, and that sets the tone for, oh shit, the playoffs is coming. No, let them get after it. Let them be physical, early on in games, and we will see what kind of basketball is really played. We'll see more complaining, from a Steph Curry, from a Dame Lillard, from the guys that get off without too many hands on them. Now you can put your hands. Okay, how good are you? Not Dame Lillard and Steph. I'm just saying, how good are you going to be?
Yeah, agree.
If we trade Mitch for Trey Murphy, I think if those rules are really in place, I'll really go crazy because that would be sick. Where we can really put pressure on the perimeter and everything like that. But like you said, AllBall, I believe it. Well, I believe it. I won't believe it till I see it, man. Like, stop teasing me with the old school NBA. I want to see it though. I want to see these dudes get roughed up and just play tough, man. Just play real basketball that we've been wanting to see, that we've seen in FIBA. So it's out there. Not playing with us. Oh, who's Alex O'Connell? I'm sorry. Who's that? Flea. I'm forgetting.
I don't know. TJ's brother. I don't know.
Give me Herb Jones. Well, y'all know who this. Y'all know who. Oh, he does have a brother though. I think he's in college though. Oh, we live.
Big Flea.
Alex O'Connell is a guy that won't be on the roster come Thanksgiving.
AllBall suckers.
Thank you for tuning in to another classic Knicks Rehab episode.
Knicks Rehab.
Totally love y'all. Totally love y'all. 7:30 every weekday. AllBall TV. We go live. We react. We don't care who you are. We embrace everybody. We embrace debate, as they said once on First Take. That show was trash. Come visit us 7:30 every night. Every weekday, 7:30 on Thursdays. It is Knicks Rehab. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Share, like, comment, subscribe. And if we hurt your feelings, we apologize. Unless you're a LeBron and Lakers fan.
They don't like comentario. Suscribe.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Suscribe.